Good morning, Leanne.
Hey, James.
So where are we?
We've come to Massa for brunch this morning.
And look what's going on.
Surprisingly and excitingly, we have this big festival, which is the Diablo Festival.
Well, why don't you order breakfast and I'm just going to walk around.
Sounds good.
You just never know what you're going to stumble on when you come to Panama. Wow, look at this.
Miren acá.
Well, this is in an area called Santa Ana, which borders with Casco Viejo, and eventually one day we will start working in this area. Where we are today. Hey, good evening, Leanne. So what's up tonight?
Hey, James. It's a beautiful Saturday night. Look at this light here, this nice breeze going on, and we're back out getting ready to film us feeding our little favorite furry cats. And we're also walking around showing some of the different places where you can get an idea of what Casco Viejo has to offer if you ever come to visit us here in Casco.
All right, so what do we need to do before we move on?
So, to help us out, guys, we really need you to subscribe. We really need subscribers here, so hit the subscribe button below and help us out, okay? And subscribe. And the other thing we really need is donations. It costs a lot of food to feed all the cats, so
And we would just
those.
like you to help us do that. We're going to do it regardless, and you can go to our
Yes.
website. What is our website, Leanne?
www.cascocatcommunity.org.
All right, so now I guess we should...
Let's go that way.
All right, let's do it. All right, Leanne, so before we walk over to Nomada, I'm just going to do a little sweep here. If you stay there and we can get this going. This is the main entrance to Casco Viejo, Panama. And you'll see in the distance, we're not going to go down there today, but you've got Santa Rita Restaurant, which is known as one of the most popular and best restaurants in Casco Viejo. And we got some other features to look at. But I did want to tell people that is the main, and tonight we're going to walk up the hill and we're going to go into Casco.
Let's do it.
Hola, senor.
Hola. Buenas noches.
So where are we going now, Leanne?
Well, let's check out Nomada.
All right, let's do it.
It's a casual little coffee diner and light bites, good food, good pricing. It's located what used to be Luna's Castle, which was, I think, one of the only youth hostels here in Casco Viejo. So it's no longer there, but I think there's still a nightclub down in the bottom. But and then, as you can also see, not only do we have all of the colonial buildings, but we also have new construction going on. This will be some beautiful new apartments coming up soon.
Well, as it's on the move, as it always is.
Changes all the time here in Casco Viejo.
Well, let's see if we can sneak in there.
Okay, come on, let's go. Boop, boop, boop.
Okay.
Come on, James, let's go in, because you can see you can have the al fresco outdoor dining, but let's take a look inside. Hi, how are you? Thank you.
Well, I feel that we should come in here because we've actually been in here a couple of times over the last week to eat.
Yeah.
And I want to swoop it a little bit. Hi, guys. Hola, ¿cómo está? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, how are you?
So this is our charming little Nomada eatery. And as you can see, they really focus on local artists. So you'll always come in here and there could be different artists that are shown and really try to promote the arts. You can see one of our famous Casco doors. That'll be another subject for another day.
Yeah, I think we'll do that another day, but let me just pan on it so we can talk about it. We actually have a door auction every other year, it seems to be this way, where artists come and they decorate and paint doors and then they get auctioned off for a vaca.
Which is our neighborhood.
Yeah, and they run off for
support group.
donations just like we need to get donations to help our little furry friends in the
What else
Casco.
do we need?
Food.
Subscribers.
Subscribers.
Down below.
All
click
right.
it, click it, click it.
Well, I'm really glad that we popped in here because if you're... Panama isn't just for old people. Panama is diverse, right, Leanne?
Oh, totally. You've got all ages here. You see everything, all ages, all lifestyles, everything.
Well, I really do enjoy it, and we'll be in shortly for breakfast, I'm sure. Adios.
Ciao.
Hola, chef. Ciao. Gracias. Bye-bye. All right, where are we going now, Leanne?
Let's go this way because you know my core love about it all is the cats. So I'm ready to get some more of the cats in for you guys, and I'm ready to go feed them. We've shown you some of the entrance of Casco, a couple of places to eat. Now let's get to the furry. I want the furry.
All right, cool beans. Well, I'm going to have to say this because this is a new restaurant bar and they got that big video screen out there. And I'm going to tell the audience, that is not Casco Viejo. And I have to tell you, we got a little sweepstake going on now in the community to see how long that's going to last.
Yeah, it doesn't fit in with our charm. It's not charming.
No, not a chance.
Okay, let's see where we can find our kitties without getting us or any of them run over. See what we can find today. You ready?
All right, let's do this.
There's Bloom, there's Diane, there's Mitzi. Come on, boobies. Come, 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 come. Oh, inside we have Cece, we have Tipper, and we have Boots. We're only missing one. And he's been quite shy recently. Oh, thank you, Diane. Yes, I miss you too.
Thank you.
I miss you too. Diane, say hi to the camera. Turn around and say hi to your fans. Say hi. This is Diane. She's one of my faves, even though all of them are my faves. Oh, hello, Mitzi. Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
So I'm going to say this. This is actually why we come out and walk the neighborhood.
This is my heart.
I know. This is what we do. We come out and we take care of the cats, and we're showing you a glimpse of what Leanne does every day, and been doing it for years. But we kind of roll in but we live in such a fantastic community. I mean, we live in paradise. And it's a growing community. It's Casco Viejo, Panama. It's the what we call the old town. So we want to show you, what's going on. And every week we go out and we see new things open, and we see more tourists walking around our community. And then what happens is the tourists they come up and they ask us about the cats, and people are interested. So as much as we have our growth in tourism, we want people to know about our cat community. And so when they walk around, they can respect the cats and know that all the cats are okay. We have a trap, neuter, and release program here. We work exceedingly hard to make sure that 90% of the cats have been neutered.
The new term is trap, neuter, return.
Trap, neuter, and what did I say? Trap, neuter, and repeat?
Release. No,
Release.
You said release, but that's what it is. But it's they've changed it to return.
As you can tell, that Leanne and I are a couple, and I get corrected quite often.
Well, when you're right, you're right.
Yeah, that's
when
true.
You're not.
So we keep about 10% unneutered because we do need them to breed, and what happens is that prevents the community being overrun with cats, and they actually keep keep the community safe. We don't get a lot of vermin coming.
Rodents and bugs. They keep that whole.
Yeah, we don't have rats. We don't have mice. So we're very, very fortunate.
And I've read, true or not, I've read that if your colonies are, or your cat community is at 80%, then that's usually enough to keep the colony, keep the cats, the population down and regulated and controlled. So we should be, I believe we're like at 85% of all of ours being neutered and spayed. So we're at a really good spot right now.
Well, so then I'm going to ask you this because it will come up. How many cats do you, we was asked yesterday actually by one of the executives from the tourism board, and he said, how many cats do we have here in the community? I mean, you don't have to be right on, Leanne.
I personally feed 35 every day.
But so there's maybe
average.
100 in the community?
I would say roughly 100 in the community. So 35 are my personal responsibilities.
Okay.
And then we have others that feed.
And if people want to help?
Subscribe, and donate if you can. We really put that money to
And then
food
how would
and
you
medicines.
donate?
You can donate on the website.
And how do you go to the website?
www.cascocatcommunity.org.
All right, and I will say this, if you are a tourist and you're planning on coming to Casco, and hopefully you've watched our other videos.
What are we on now? 15?
15, yeah, we're on 15. Hey, where are we now, Leanne?
Well, this is kind of a really interesting little combination here. We are at Hairarchy, which is a very top-end hair salon, so we can come and get our hair done, cut, colored, the whole works, glammed up, whatever we want. But behind it is a bar called La Barbara, and it has like sushi, cocktails,
Do you
lounging.
think we should go in?
Yeah, let's
Come on, I haven't told anyone that we're going to go in there, so let's just do it.
It'll be just a spur of the moment.
Okay.
Okay, so last night they had their blowout 4-year anniversary party. So things are kind of like still getting put back together after everyone wakes up and gets back to it. So the hair salon's already closed for the night.
So this is, well, actually, this is the hair salon we come to, right?
Yes.
And this is my throne over here. This is where I come twice a week to get my hair cut. And then
Twice a week? You come
No,
twice
twice
a
a
week?
month.
Okay,
Sorry.
all right, just checking.
And then you come here, right? This is yours?
No, this one's mine. This one's
Oh, that's the Prince's one. Okay.
Yes, but we bounce from station to station depending on where we
All
need
right,
to
and
go.
then what we got here?
So back behind here, usually there's big, beautiful doors, because this is, remember, an old building that's been restored. But back here is the La Barbara Bar and restaurant. Again, sushi, Asian.
Look, there's Ray.
We have Wave Ray. Ray was here last night. Welcome to La Barbara. So they're yeah, you're 4 years old. I think he feels a lot older after last night, because what I hear is they partied until 4 a.m. here in the morning. So DJ, dancing.
Well, this is a super cool place, and the reason we just busted in here, we knew there wouldn't be any clients, so we wouldn't put them in a bad spot.
Right.
And there's the wonderful Ray. Good to see you, Ray. We're out and about, and we're doing our cats tonight.
We're making our cat videos. So we're off to feed the cats, but sharing with our beautiful friends who need to subscribe, because we need you to subscribe.
So hit the button below.
Yes, so hit the
Oh,
button.
Ray knows, don't
Hit
you,
the
Ray?
button
Thank
below.
you very much.
Subscribe.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Say
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, how cool was that? Well, I didn't tell him we were going to come in and do it, and I didn't really think we should do it with customers, but
Yeah, it's cool this way. I mean, now we get to see the space and not interrupt what they're trying to do. So.
And if some people come here,
Yeah.
they'll be customers.
Yep, y'all be the customers.
All right, let's go
Let's
to
go.
it.
Okay, so as we pass this, because we pass it all the time, and I know you're going to come back and do more, but we do want to mention the Sisu Coffee Studio. So it is a place where you can come get amazing coffee, Panamanian, and cookies, pastries, light bites, and just chill out and enjoy this coffee studio.
Well, I'm going to tell you why we're going to come back here, because this is actually household name, Benchmark Geisha Coffee, sold at auction this year $2,400 a pound, and we want to show you sisu, and we want to do a little feature on it. But stay tuned, because one day we're going to do sisu, and you're going to learn about geisha and why it's sold for $2,400 a pound. Right, Leanne?
That's right, James. Come on, James, we're going this way this evening because we haven't really come from this direction and gone around the plaza in this way. So we can go and show everyone what's around the plaza, and we can get a different perspective before we go over and feed Luke and all of that gang.
All right, cool beans.
So let's go.
So what do we have over here then, Leanne?
Well, we have a Subway.
Pardon me? We have a Subway. Leanne, I think different people like different things. So we most probably should talk about the Subway. We do have a Subway here for families that bring their children, and their children are going to go,
I didn't say anything wrong.
You just said that's a Subway, and you walked on.
I said we have a Subway.
Yeah, I know. So, but there are families that come here that have children.
I know they
do.
do.
That would say, hey, Mom, I want to have a sandwich.
I got it.
Okay, cool beans.
So there isn't anything in this spot now.
But what did it used to be?
Casa Duran. And Duran was Roberto Duran, correct? The boxer?
And it seems like, unfortunately, he got knocked out of business here
during COVID.
Ah, but here's a spot we come for lunch.
Yes, El Cortijo.
Disregard the scaffolding. Tell us a little bit about this, Leanne.
This one is El Cortijo, and they have typical Spanish-type dishes. They do fish and sandwiches, and you can get breakfast and coffee. And we always come here and get a grilled chicken breast with some patacones, and I get the salad. You just skip the salad and get all patacones. Do you want to see if we can go in here right quick?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take a nip in there.
Oh wait, look.
Ah, okay. Well, maybe you should get these guys before we go in.
Yep, because they'll follow me in. Come on, bubbies. Come on. Hiya.
Do you see how many there are? Look.
Hey. Yeah, because we passed one space that used to be the old Cafe Rene, and Rene used to feed several cats. He is a animal lover himself, and he took care of a lot of cats for many, many years. But he was also another COVID business that didn't last, and so now we still feed all the cats that he used to feed. So let's quickly, while they're happy, let's see if we can go in here. Hello! Long time no see, ¿cómo estás?
Oh my heavens,
Bien.
look who's here.
Look! How are you?
I'm just going to pan it. I'm going to look at this.
So good to see you. We're out feeding the cats, the gatos comida, and we walk around and we're showing different restaurants for our YouTube channel. So you guys are on our YouTube channel, so say hi.
Give her a wave. Come on, Pops, give her a wave.
Wave, Dad, wave, Dad.
So we most probably should say we actually do come here for lunch at least once a week.
Yes, yes.
It's authentic Spanish cafe, and it's very, very reasonable. And
very reasonable, good food, great people, as you can see, and we recommend it, so.
I'm glad we're able to stop in tonight.
Yeah, give it a try.
Let's go.
Hasta luego, mi amor.
Ciao.
Ciao. So it's a very clean example of Art Deco architecture. You can see the use of the glass blocks in the middle, and another popular motif in Art Deco time period in furniture and buildings is the grapes. You see the grape clusters at the top up there?
Ah, okay. So what year would you put this building down to?
Art Deco is usually in around the 20s.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't know that this building was built in the 20s, but it's emulating the style of that. I actually don't know the year.
Well, it looks like it was built in the 20s because it needs to be bloody overhauled.
It does. It really needs some love.
So the nice thing is you have some old decaying buildings, and then you have something like that's in front of us right now.
Yeah, you get to see the contrast of what it is and what it turns out to be like. So it's you can see the work that goes into restoring them, and they are beautiful. So we're coming up here on Al Alma, It is a newer little cafe. I believe it's Colombian originally, and they've just recently opened their first shop here in Casco Viejo, I think in Panama. But
I think it's a little bit too new to give feedback.
yeah, I want to give them a chance before, but we've been into the interiors and it's super charming.
Yeah, it is.
So
And we need to tell people,
chill.
we do need to tell the audience we've been here for a long time, and we're only really going to talk about restaurants, hotels and bars that we know well and that we've been in and tested and tried, right?
Yep.
Because it wouldn't be right just to arbitrarily point out restaurants and say, oh, they're super, super good. They're super, super good, but we haven't been in there.
Right.
I'm not doing that because we might run into someone that's seen our video. Do you want to stand over here and then we can talk about this a little bit?
So this is the Central.
What is this, Leanne?
This is the Central Hotel.
Do you want to stand in front of it so you can talk a little bit about it?
Well, I can't see it from if I stand in front of it.
Well, I can see you though.
But do I need to get run over again?
Well, I just would like people to see the signage.
Okay.
We've talked about other hotels.
Yes. And this is actually one of the older hotels in Casco, and it's been recently restored, as you can see, to this beautiful.
And I think it has like 100 rooms, and I think it's quite reasonable.
Yes.
I think it's middle of the road, right?
It has a restaurant in it, and you have outdoor seating for their restaurant.
Yeah, and as I just mentioned, we're not going to talk about the restaurant because
we haven't
been in there.
We have heard nice things, but that's only hearsay.
Exactly, and we're not going to do that. So do we want to walk in front of the museum?
Let's do it. Look at that beautiful colonial museum. This is the Canal Museum.
Oh, check this out. My heavens, you would think you were in Cuba, wouldn't you?
Maybe someone's getting ready for a wedding. They use those for their getaway cars. Hopefully that's after the wedding.
So what do we have here?
We have the Canal Museum, and I believe it is turning 25 years old. And it is these 3 floors of all history about the museum of the canal. So you can actually see the canal and go to the locks, but this is here in Casco. And as you say, James, this is where all of the children from the Panama schools actually come here to learn more about the history of the canal, and it's
well, and that's the thing. Once in your school career as a school child here in Panama, you will come to this museum
to learn about.
They have a nice museum out by the lock, and it's like the Miraflores lock has a museum, but it's a little bit more. You know, it's. This
goes into more detail.
Yeah, this one actually goes through the entire history. So I would say if you're a parent, and I have 3 children, and I understand how children get assignments through the school year. If you're on vacation and you bring your children, this is a must. It really is a must to do.
Yes, it is.
Because it's so educational. And then what do we have here? And we've talked about this before, but we just glanced over it.
So in this building, it is a municipal building, and inside is, I don't know the story, but it is a beautiful marble sculpture in the center here, but it's worth just stepping in to look at that and appreciate that. But there's also a small little museum in here that talks about the more current history of Panama.
Well, super cool. So now we are in your happy place.
My happy place. I'm going to get to feed the cats now.
Okay, well, let's just do this and let's see if we can get them to come out and play.
All right, I want to get across so none of them run out and get run over.
And now if I lift this up and I pan, then the audience will remember this is where we had all the activities for Easter week last week. We just walked through the square in a different perspective this evening, and just to make it a little bit more interesting.
Everybody.
But everywhere we go and we show you the different areas, we actually have a community of cats that we take care of. And as you can tell with Leanne, it really is her happy space.
This is my favorite part. I love them.
So who we got here then, Leanne?
So we have one of the triplet blacks. Then we have Iris. And this one is Bob. And then there's the second of the triplet black. And there's the third of the triplet blacks. And then there's the new little gatito in there that I call a little cutie. And there's usually more here, so let's see if anybody else comes out. But I'm gonna give them some food. So, ooh, Iris, you're so strong. You almost knocked me on my butt. You almost knocked me on my butt. Here.
How often do these ones get fed, do you think? Because they seem to be growing quite big from
What?
just one feed a day.
I feed them every day, but you know, oh, there's the twin. Okay, we have two that are like that. I feed once a day, but when tourists come or even Panamanian families come, they like to bring cat food in sometimes, and they will drop food when they see the cats. So,
Well, you know what you're very fortunate of this evening? You have red cones. And we should talk to our audience about the cones. You will not find as many cones on the planet as you will see as we walk around Casco Viejo. It's kind of a running joke here.
we
but
like to use
no
cones.
one has any explanation on why there is red cones everywhere in Casco Viejo.
It is a Panamanian tradition.
I really do think I have no explanation for it, but we can't. The elephant's in the room, and
Well, this is so people don't walk under this, because this balcony, you can see this building's not restored. So one of the sad things about the buildings not getting restored is that they actually get into disrepair. And you can see this piece right here. This is a piece of the balcony, right up there.
and now remember, we're not fundraising to restore the old buildings here in Casco
No, we were
Viejo.
talking
What
about
are we doing?
We're raising money to feed the cats. But you're asking about the cones, so I'm saying why these cones or these big barrels are here, because you do have to be aware of what you're doing.
Okay, well then it's good. So, in other words, if you're here and you're cruising around Casco,
Watch where you
please
walk.
watch your step, watch where you go, and always look down. Do not do what Leanne will be doing during the day, is walking around, looking at her phone and walking through Casco, because there are some hazardous areas.
You just have to pay attention.
Yeah, and it's just because we're kind of growing, aren't we?
Yeah. We're still developing. Redeveloping, I would say.
And it's a good night from me, and it's a good night from Leanne. Thank you very much for watching this week's edition of Casco Cat Community in Casco Viejo, Panama.